Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. Here in the town of Barnstable, we're all connected by the same government, the same schools, and the Cape Cod lifestyle. But Barnstable's identity is indelibly associated with the unique characteristics and communities of our 7 villages. In that spirit, we're bringing you a 7-week series profiling each village, complete with commentary on their best aspects and greatest challenges from locals in the know. In part 3 of our series, we shine the spotlight on the village of Centerville and its varied landscapes, the busy commercial plazas of Route 28, the quaint homes and shops on Main Street, and its popular Nantucket Sound beaches. Our guide today is Steve Luciani, the owner of Coachlight Carpets and a true champion of the village and its people. Join us as we take a stroll through Centerville. Today we find ourselves in the village of Centerville right here in Monument Square, and joining me today is Steve Luciani, the owner of Coachlight Carpets and a great friend to the village of Centerville. Steve, we definitely appreciate you making some time for us today.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Now, Steve, today we're taking a little bit of a tour. We're talking about some of the issues that are important to people in Centerville, so I guess let's just start off with where we are right now. Tell us a little bit about where we are.
Well, right now we're in Monument Square. It's this monument behind me. This Civil War monument was one of the second monument to be erected in Massachusetts. And it has the names of 16 men on it, 9 who have died from Centerville. And from there, this rock was delivered. It was, I forget where it was, but it was delivered here. This is for World War I. Mm-hmm. So we have Civil War, World War I. And then Jim Childs, who was in the Centerville Civic with me, and myself erected the World War II monument. And then later on, Jimmy passed on, and we were both in the interim of making the Korea and Vietnam Memorial. Unfortunately, Jim passed on, but I carried the torch, if you want to say. So we have over here memory of Vietnam, and over there the Korean War. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and unfortunately, later on, over here, we'll have Afghanistan and Iraq. Sure. But Monument Square is more or less the Centerville Village remembrance of the men and women who gave their lives.
And this is obviously centrally located right here in the middle of the village, and it seems, especially for the Memorial Day Parade, this is a nice center of activity down here.
Well, the parade comes down the street, stops here, we have celebrations, and then from there they march down to Beechwood Cemetery, mm-hmm. and they have a monument there from World War II and the Civil War, in fact. And it's funny, this was the general store, believe it or not, Unique Real Estate, before it was Unique Real Estate, and before that it was a post office, and a fellow by the name of Kelly, I believe his name was, donated this land for the Monument Square. So, so it has a lot of history to it.
Steve, since we're on the subject, back in your store we noticed a beautiful mural of the Iwo Jima flag raising. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's all about?
Well, I kind of like take care of an island down there with flowers, and then in the corner, opposite, right on Beechwood Cemetery, at the corner, I kind of like put different displays for different holidays. So I do Easter, I do Valentine's Day, what's that Irish one?
St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, that one too. Christmas and Thanksgiving. But I wanted to do something for Memorial Day and the 4th of July, so I thought of a better way of doing it by having a mural painted. I got a hold of a local artist, and he's putting this beautiful mural together of the Iwo Jima flag raising. And then I got some information. I put some window boxes so next week the people can see it about the 6 flag raises. A lot of people don't know about those fellas that raised that flag. 3 were killed within a week after the flag raising, and 3 came back. Some of them had some problems, if you read about it. So it's more or less for me to give back to the community, and when people love to come down to that corner, they love to read the little signs I have. It's the best red light in town. That's right. And a lot of people get honked on because they have to keep stopping. But I like to give back to the community, and that corner just, a lot of people say it starts their day off when they come down to work. They stop at the lights, and it just gives them a little rejuvenation because there's so much bad publicity going on. As you know, you're in the newspaper business, radio, TV. So much bad things going on that I just want to give a little bit of joy to the people, let's put it that way.
What to you makes Centerville such a special place to live or to visit or anything?
Well, I think it's the people themselves. A lot of people, we have a lot of different activities in Centerville. We have a pancake festival. We have a old-fashioned Christmas that we have here. I play Santa Claus there. I've been doing it for umpteen years, I guess. But it's like a Norman Rockwell setting. If you ever see this village at night at Christmas time with all the white lights, something about Centerville that keeps us unique. There are other villages that are big, and they have, I think it's sometimes too big. We keep a uniqueness here. A lot of people know each other, and that's something to say for, because a lot of people don't even know their neighbors. So this way, it just keeps everybody close.
Well, Steve, let's. What do you say we go take a look at the playground, because I know that that's kind of an initiative that you've been working on as well. Shall we?
All right, let's go.
All right. So now we find ourselves standing amidst the Centerville playground right now, and Steve, we've heard a lot about this in recent weeks and months as you and several others from the community are trying to raise quite a bit of money to do a major facelift on this area.
Yeah, well, it started with Aaron Webb, who owns a daily paper. It's a restaurant in Hyannis.
Yep.
And he and I, he's more or less the instigator of this because his child goes here, my granddaughter comes here. This was made in '95. And now it's a little outdated. As you can see across here, you have a lot of mud down here and sloping valleys, and it's really not up to code for children. So we'd like to make it similar to the one on 149 called Luke's Love, which was just donated. So what we'd like to do is, if anybody has $100,000 they'd like to give us, we'd love to take it. But we're having fundraisers all the time. We're selling shirts, we're selling all $10,000 raffles. But we want to fill this in and put in new equipment for the kids so it'll be safer for them, basically. And so that's our project right now.
And you want to do the all abilities playground like Luke's Love is in West Barnstable.
It's going to be handicap accessible, because right now it's hard for handicapped kids to come down this ramp, this hill. So we'd like to have that accessible to them, because a lot of kids, a lot of parents, a lot of grandkids, as you can see over there, use this playground, because the only other one is in, well, there's one in Hyannis, but for the village, we want to keep it all together. And this is, and right across the street, they can go to the penny candy store, which is not a penny anymore, but it's close to it. But that's an old standby of Centerville. So this is something that we want to try to do. It's going to take years, we know that, but we will get there.
What's the best way for people to get involved with the cause if they want to?
If they want to, you just come to the daily paper, donate there. You can donate at the Coach Lake Carpet. Those two areas are the mainstays of where the money is coming into. If you know of anybody on the Centerville Civic Association, you give them the money.
Okay.
But any type of donations. And when you see all these different activities going around for the playground, please try and support it for us, for the kids, your grandkids.
Well, we certainly hope to be back here in the not-too-distant future taking a look at a brand-new playground. And I know with your efforts and so many others, it's going to happen eventually.
Sounds good to me.
Now, last thing I have for you before we let you go for the day today, if someone were to come to Centerville for the first time and come to your store and ask you, Steve, what should I do in Centerville today, what would you tell them?
Enjoy Centerville. Take a trip down Main Street, Centerville. You'll get the feeling for it. You'll understand why we're trying to keep it nostalgic, keep it like it was in the old days. Because to me, there's a lot of too much modernization going wrong with these iPhones and iPods and Bluetooth and whatever you call them. I'm old school. I don't even have a computer in the store. My son always tries to get me to get one, but I don't. Quaintness is just trying to remember the past. They say the good old days. In the old days, some of it wasn't the good old days, but a lot of it was. And I think Centerville is trying to recreate that good old day feeling.
Well, it certainly is a warm feeling being down here. There's no question about that. And it's great having you around, Steve. We really appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Again, the Friends of the Centerville Playground need your help to refurbish the grounds and equipment to make it safer and more accessible to all children. To learn more about how you can show your support, visit the Centerville Civic Association's website, centervillecivic.org, for more information, or become a fan of the Playground page on Facebook. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.